It was a cold evening in the city. Rain poured down, drenching the streets and pushing people to hurry home. But not everyone had a home to go to. Under a dimly lit bridge, a thin, pale boy, around 10 years old, sat shivering, hugging his knees. His clothes were soaked, his lips trembling. Cars passed by without slowing down. People looked away. Then a man named David, a middle-aged black mechanic with gentle eyes and rough hands, stopped his truck. He had been driving home from work when he saw the boy. David stepped out, his boots splashing in puddles. "Hey, kid," he said softly. "You okay?" The boy didn't answer at first. He just stared with tired, frightened eyes. David knelt down, removing his jacket and wrapping it around the boy's shoulders. "You hungry?" he asked. The boy nodded. David took him to a small diner nearby, ordered soup and a sandwich, and watched as the boy devoured every bite. "What's your name?" David asked gently. "Liam," the boy whispered. "I don't have anyone." David looked at him for a long moment. Something about the boy reminded him of himself. Lost, scared, but full of quiet strength. That night, David made a decision that would change both their lives. He went to social services, filled out every form, and after weeks of background checks and interviews, he was finally allowed to foster Liam. Soon after, he adopted him fully. At first, Liam was distant. He barely spoke, waking up at night from nightmares. But David never lost patience. He taught Liam how to fix cars, how to ride a bike, how to cook simple meals. Every evening, they'd sit together on the porch, watching the sunset. David always said, "Son, people will judge you by how you look, not who you are. But your actions, they'll speak louder than anything." Years passed. Liam grew into a confident young man, strong, kind, and full of gratitude for the man who had given him a home when no one else cared. But not everyone saw their bond the same way. One day at school, when Liam was around 16, a classmate sneered, "So, your dad's black. That must be weird." Liam clenched his fists, but remembered David's words. He simply replied, "He's the best man I know." Still, those words stung. It wasn't the first time someone had looked at them differently, a white boy and a black father. David noticed his son's silence that evening. "Rough day?" he asked. "Yeah," Liam muttered. "People don't get it. They look at us like we don't belong together." David smiled sadly. "Let them look. We know who we are, son. That's what matters." That moment stayed with Liam forever. After high school, he joined a paramedic training program. He wanted to help people, just like his father had helped him. Then one day, years later, their story came full circle. David still worked at his small repair shop, known around town for his honesty and kindness. Everyone trusted him, but life had grown harder. His health wasn't what it used to be, and he didn't tell Liam because he didn't want to worry him. One summer afternoon, as David worked on a customer's car, he suddenly felt dizzy. The wrench slipped from his hand. His vision blurred. Then everything went black. When he woke up, he was in the hospital, and standing right beside him, still in his paramedic uniform, was Liam. David blinked, confused. "What happened?" Liam's eyes were red. "You collapsed at the shop. I got the call. When I arrived and saw it was you." His voice broke. "Dad, your heart stopped for a few seconds, but we brought you back." David's eyes filled with tears. The boy he once saved from the cold had now saved him. Liam gripped his father's hand tightly. "You gave me a life, Dad. Tonight, I just gave it back." For a moment, neither of them spoke. The room was quiet, except for the hum of machines. Then David whispered, "I always knew you'd make me." Proud word of their story spread across the community. The people who once whispered or judged now looked at them with admiration. Reporters even visited the shop, calling it the place where love fixed more than cars. But David and Liam didn't care about fame. They only cared about each other. After recovering, David returned to work. But this time, Liam helped run the shop with him. They renamed it Second Chances Auto Repair. When customers asked about the name, David would simply smile and say, "Because everyone deserves one." And every year, on the anniversary of that stormy night when they first met, father and son would sit on the porch again, just like before. David would say, "I found you when the world turned away." And Liam would reply, "You didn't just find me, Dad. You found my heart." Moral of the story: kindness doesn't see color. It doesn't ask for reward. It simply gives, and one day, it returns. Love can build families where there were none, and the person you help today may one day be the one who saves you. Hate divides, but kindness heals.